I thought I don't know the infected. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about episode 2 of The Last of Us. Man, this show is becoming something that I'm looking forward to every week. There's something I noticed in the last episode and also happened in this episode. In the last episode, the opening scene, the first scene we saw, it had a kind of terrifying feeling. Like the things the characters were saying in that opening scene, so it was very, very terrifying and it gives me chills. And it also happened in this season, in this episode. There was a woman that was supposed to talk about some things, and when the woman was giving her opinions, I was just like, wow. I got chills when I heard it, and it was just like, this show is setting up a tone that is very, very bleak, and I mean, it's so exciting to see something like that. So I just loved the opening scene. I hope they keep doing opening scenes like that that make the show even much more terrifying. I mean, it's so good to see and just set the tone for the show, and it's so, so good. And this episode, Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal's performance together was even so much better, because I think this is the first episode where I saw them go back and forth with each other, giving themselves responses and all that stuff. And their chemistry together was just so good. And it was so fun seeing two of them going back and forth with each other. It was like a kind of weird father and daughter relationship. And it was just so fun. And Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey just do it so, so well. Especially Bella Ramsey. Like, Bella Ramsey is so young, and for her to be able to perform like that and to be able to capture those emotions and make you feel the way the character wants you to feel is just so amazing, and she does a fantastic job. They are not the only ones, but it's two of them that just really stand out to me in this episode. I think two of them had the most on-screen dialogue together in this episode, so it was fun seeing them doing their thing, and it was just wow. And I like that this show is on HBO, because HBO has this no-holds-barred form of showing their shows and their movies, and I just feel like it's the perfect place for this show, because there are some things, there are some sequences, there are some imagery that you just see and just be like, it's only HBO that can show an image like this. No other channel has the balls, yes, has the balls to show the kind of stuff HBO shows, and it just makes it perfect for this show. The set design, oh my god, they didn't really show much of the set design in the last episode, but in this episode, the set design, with the way the infections are taking over the whole country or the whole world, and just seeing all the gritty things about it, of the infection, the fungi, everything just spreading around the world. Just seeing all those images was so, so good. And the set design was, man, it was so good. And it just makes you feel like this is the world you are in. And it's just so well done. And I just love that HBO let the creators just do what they wanted to do with it. Okay, I also want to talk about the look and the sound design of The Infected. Oh my god, it is so terrifying. The way they looked, like, we saw one in this, like two or three. We saw some of them in this episode, some of the infected, and man, the way they are designed, it is just so good, and it is so terrifying. Like, you want to keep looking at it, but at the same time, it is terrifying you. Imagine how that feels. Like, HBO really, really knows what they do, and it just makes me happy that this show is on HBO. And the set design and the sound, you just hear click, 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 click. Oh my god, you start freaking out, like, what the fuck. And that design is just so, so good, and I really, really appreciate it, because it just makes you feel like, yes, the stakes in this thing are so wild. And it's just so good, man. Like, I am so loving it. And I can't talk about this episode without talking about how tense it was. It was tense in episode 1, and in this episode 7, it was so tense. Like, the characters had to go through a building to get to another part, and just going through that building and being afraid, or just thinking about what could come out at any time. It was just so, so intense. And just like, I like the way they designed, I said earlier, I like the way they designed the infected. Like, they can't see, but they hear. So once the characters are moving around and they just make one sound, like, you just be panicking, like, I hope these people didn't hear this shit. And it's just like so fun and makes it so tense, and just makes you on the edge of your seat, like, just, oh my god, what is about to happen? And I think that's the mark of a great show. If a show can make you feel so paranoid and just so glued to your seat and want to see what comes next, like, that is how you know a show is so, so good. And this show is so good, and I'm really, really looking forward to it every week now. No spoilers, but I just have to say something. Something made me almost shed tears. I feel like if I had been with this person more, I would have so definitely shed tears. But I felt my heart break a little bit, because a character passed away Sorry for the spoilers, but I just have to talk about it. I'm not going to tell you who, but a character passed away, and the way it is shot and the way it was done, everything about it, that sequence was just so heartfelt and it just made me appreciate it. I wish we had been able to spend more time with the character so that the impact of the death would have hit harder. But I guess that's not how the original story happened, so they just had to go with the flow. But all the same, it was so well done, and just seeing the character coming to an end was, it broke my heart a little bit, honestly, and it was so fun to see. Man, this show is so good. This episode was like 52 minutes long, and it went by just like that. I was like, is this a 52 minutes episode or a 10 minutes episode? Like, that was how good it was. It was so intense, it was so capturing, and the way the thing goes fast, you think it's just like 10 minutes, but man, it has been 52 minutes, and this show just keeps you wanting more. And man, that is how good this show is, honestly. If you have not seen it, you've not checked this show out, please do yourself a favor and check it out. Honestly, The Last of Us is one of the best shows that is running on TV right now. I might be biased because I like HBO, but man, it is honestly the truth. The Last of Us is really, really going very well, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So have you guys seen this episode of The Last of Us? What did you think about it? Comment below and let me know. And if this is your first time on my channel, my guy, please subscribe for more contents like this. Thank you for sticking up to this time. See you in the next video. Cheers.